Good morning, students. I think you might have learned yesterday's portion, that is the introduction to accounting, evolution of accounting, how it was formed, that word, then what is the meaning of accounting, then definition, then the attributes of accounting, what that are like somewhat like objectives. You might have got an idea about accounting, that subject accountancy. Now, what you have learned already, also you are going to learn in future also, because many sentences that I have taught you in the meaning itself will be coming in this forthcoming headings also. So today let us learn about the accounting cycle. So from that word cycle itself, it will be rotating and the top portion will be coming down, and it is a continuous process. Cycling we say, why that word itself came, that it is a cycle, rotation, and it is coming again and again. So here what does it mean? What is the meaning of accounting cycle? So before learn that one cycle, we should know what are the steps involved in the accounting process and why it is called as accounting cycle. Before that, you should know the steps involved in the accounting process, because many steps involved in the accounting process. It is a sequence. It's a many steps are available. Then it starts with, that means sequence means it is an order, no? In order, it is systematic way of recording we have studied. So in order only we have to record the transactions in the books of accounts. So it starts with identifying the and recording the financial transactions. Identifying, in the meaning itself we have studied. Then recording, identifying the financial transactions, or the transactions which have monetary value, that is called financial transaction. First they have to identify and they have to record them. And when it ends, this accounting process, it doesn't end, but one process will be coming to an end. So it ends with the preparation of final accounts. Yesterday I have told you, I think the final accounts are trading and profit and loss account. Trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. These are the final accounts. So it ends with the preparation of final accounts. Why do we call this as cycle? Because it should come again and again. So it starts with identifying and recording the financial transaction. It ends with the preparation of final accounts. It doesn't come to an end fully, but this all the balance sheet information will be taken as the opening balances in the next year. So current year's closing balances will be entered in the balance sheet. We know that from the balance sheet we can ascertain the financial position of the business. So all those balances, closing balances, will be the opening balances of the next year. Opening balances of the next year. So again it starts with, again we have to start with the identifying and recording the financial transaction. Again, the next year also we may have many transactions, buying, selling, all those we have to identify and record them. Again, for that particular year we will prepare the final accounts, and that second year's balance sheet items will be entered as the opening balances for the third year. Again, so it is coming like a cycle. Again and again it comes. So now we will see once again what are the steps in the accounting process. What are the steps? First one, identifying. That one is the first step, identifying the transactions. Which type of transactions? Identifying the financial transactions. Or we can say all the monetary transactions are recorded in the book of original entry. So we are entering in the original entry, that is called journal entry. Here we can call it as the process of Entering them in the journal entry is called journalizing. So they may ask, what is journalizing? What is journalizing? Recording the transactions, recording the financial transactions in the book of original entry is called journalizing, or entering in the journal is called journal entries. How we enter these journal entries? In which order we will journalize? We will journalize in the chronological order. What is the meaning chronological? Have you heard this word chronological? Chronological order means order of occurrence. Order of occurrence. When a transaction occurs today, that means occurrence of order means date wise order. Occurrence order means date wise. Today, what are the transactions took place? We will enter the next day. So that is called chronological order or the order of occurrence. In simple meaning, date wise we have to enter in the journal entries. That is the identifying the transactions. That is the first step. Then what is the second step? Posting and balancing. So now we have prepared the journal entries. From this journal entries, we have to transfer these journal entries in the ledger. That is called posting. Transferring the journal entries in the ledger is called posting. So what we do? We have to when you learn this one, journalizing one chapter, then again ledger is another chapter, you will learn there in detail. Now you should. Second step, what is the second step? Posting and balancing. We will post the journal entries in the ledger. That is called posting. Then what is balancing? We will find out the difference. We have to add and find out the difference of a particular account. So ledger we can call it as account also. So in the account we are transferring from the journal entries or posting in the ledger, and we will total that ledger and we will find out the difference in that ledger account. That is called balancing. Balance the account means we have to find out, because it will have two sides in the ledger. It is credit side, debit side. If here the credit side total is 10,000. Here also we have to write 10,000. Here we have two items 10,000. Here we have only one item 5,000. Then this is the difference 5,000. This is called balancing. Understood? Now that is balancing. Posting and balancing is the second step. Then third one, preparation of trial balance. That is another chapter. Each one is one chapter. So when you learn that particular chapter, you will understand it very clearly. So preparation of trial balance. Now you see we have balanced the accounts. That balance we have to enter in one statement. That is called trial balance. So it is like a statement. So here if this account is called purchases account, then we will write here in the trial balance two amount column will be coming. So purchases, it is debit and this one credit. So under purchases we will write 1,000. Then this 5,000. Then again cash account we have 7,000 we will write. Then creditors, credit side we have to write capital. Like that we will write all in one statement. That is called trial balance. That is very easy. You have to check which balance it shows. That I will show. This one is credit balance. Okay, leave this example. When that time I will explain to you. Preparation of trial balance over. Okay, now the preparation of trading account. From the trial balance only we are going to prepare the trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. So the first one trading account, then profit and loss account. That is what the next step, preparation of trading account. Here in trading account, we take all the direct expenses and direct revenue. Direct expenses and direct revenue. We will write in that particular trading account. This account only is called the beginning of final accounts. Final accounts. So, with the help of direct expenses and direct revenue, we can calculate the gross profit. This is also another final account is two chapters. One final accounts without adjustment, another next chapter with adjustments. You will learn very thoroughly this one. What are the items entered in the trading account? The fifth step is preparation of profit and loss account. So after preparing trading profit, we have to transfer the gross profit from the trading account to this profit and loss account. So with the help of gross profit and the indirect income and indirect expenses, we will prepare this profit and loss account, and the balance of this profit and loss account is called the net profit. So with the help of profit and loss account, we are ascertaining the net profit of that business concern. Then next step is preparation of balance sheet. That is the final step. So balance sheet is prepared to ascertain the financial position of the business. Financial position of the business, or the status of business. What is its status? Or whether it is in that sound status, very good status, having more assets, many fixed assets, whether it is available, then current asset is available. All this we can ascertain from by preparing the balance sheet of that concern. Then balance sheet consists of, here also we have to use both the side. Here not debit side because it is a statement. We never call it is an account. Balance sheet, it is a statement, but we use both the pages. This right side we enter all the assets. This left side we enter all the liabilities. No need to explain all these things, just to make you understand I am telling what to understand what is balance sheet I am explaining. Assets and liabilities, it will be the same amount. If it tallies, then we can tell that our calculations are correct. So this we can say the closing balances. Closing balances. This closing balances again we will pass as that opening entries. With the help of opening entries, it will go to the next year. It will go to the next year as the opening entries in the next year. Again, next year, again we will enter all the journal entries, then ledger, then we will balance them, balancing or trial balance, then again trading and profit and loss account, then balance sheet. So every year we need to prepare all these accounts. So it is a process, and we can say it is a cycle because it is coming again and again or throughout the lifetime of the company. And the information, all these final accounts, all the information will be transferred for the management for their analysis and interpretation, and for the other users. We have learned yesterday, I told you what who are all the users of this information, accounting information. Maybe the investors, then the management, as I said you, then the government, creditors, the banks or financial institutions. All these people are the users it will be passed to these people or the accounting information. So it will be coming as a process for management, for decision making purposes, for analysis purposes, and for the government or for the other people for their use. So you might have understood. Now I will show that accounting cycle in the book. This is the cycle, accounting cycle. You see, it is coming as like a cycle, round. First is the transactions, identifying the transactions. Then after identifying the transactions, we journalize them in the journal entries. From the journal entries, we will post them and we will balance the ledger accounts. Then that balances will be entered in the trial balance. Then with the help of trial balance, we prepare the trading account. From the trading account, we prepare profit and loss account. Then with the help of this trial balance, we will prepare the balance sheet. With the profit of net profit also, we will prepare the balance sheet. Then from that balance sheet, we will write the opening entries. That opening entries will be connected with the again journalizing. Again that year's transaction will be coming. Again it will be coming like a cycle. You might have understood very well. Now we will see the next heading. Now we will learn the objectives of accounting. What are the objectives? The first objective is to keep a systematic record of financial transactions. Everything is systematic. As we cannot prepare. So in systematic way only we have to enter the financial transactions. So that is the first objective, to keep a systematic record of financial transactions. Financial transactions. All the transactions we cannot enter. All the transactions which are defined in terms of money, that is called financial transactions. So first objective is to keep a systematic record of financial transactions and events. That is the first objective. The second objective is to ascertain the profit or loss of the business. To ascertain the profit or loss. This we can ascertain with the help of profit and loss account. So second objective is to ascertain the profit or loss of the business enterprise. Then the third point is to ascertain the financial position of the business. Financial position. You know, the financial position can be ascertained with the help of the balance sheet. Understood? So financial position of the business enterprise can be ascertained. That is the third objective. Then what is the fourth objective? To provide information. After preparing the final accounts, they will provide information to the users, isn't it? To provide information to various stakeholders. I will explain what is stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? You might have heard the shareholders, isn't it? They are the owners of the company. Here, shareholders means the owners, those who purchase shares from big companies. They are called the shareholders. Now, who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders include shareholders, then management, then creditors, then the government, then the financial institutions. All these people are interested in knowing the final accounts of the business concern. So they have to provide information to various stakeholders. That is the fourth point. What is the fifth point? To protect the properties of the business. To protect the properties. Because the value of the properties will be entered in the balance sheet. So that is also one of the objective. Accounting, from the accounting we can come to know how much is the property available for that business concern. So it protects. Next year also they can value and check whether the properties are protected or any property is destroyed. The last point, last objective is to ascertain so the solvency. I will explain what is the meaning of solvency. You might not have heard this word. And liquidity position of the enterprise. Liquidity position. What is solvency? Whether the business concern is solvent. That means they may have many long-term liabilities. Sometimes they might have borrowed money from the bank. Long-term borrowings. We can say for 10 years, 15 years, they have to pay the amount to the bank. For example, we can say the housing loan. Housing loan we have to repay. We cannot repay within 1 year or 2 years. It will be repaid for many years, maybe for 10 years, 15 years. That is the long-term loan. So, whether the business concern is able to repay that amount, that long-term loans, that is called solvency position. Then liquidity position, it one is related with the short-term solvency position, short-term. Here they may have some short-term liabilities that they are liable to pay for the creditors or the bills payable that they have, business concern has to pay. Then this will be compared with the short-term assets that we call them as current assets. Current assets, what are the current assets? The amount that we have to receive from the debtors. Then all the bills receivable that we have in our hand, then cash at bank, all these are the current assets. All these assets are enough to repay the short-term liabilities. That is called the liquidity position. So, to ascertain the solvency position and liquidity position of the enterprise is also the last objective. All these are the objectives of the business. Now, we will learn the functions of accounting. Functions of accounting. There are 6 functions in accounting. We will see one by one the functions of accounting. The first one is measurement. What we have learned only will be coming in different heading. Here, what is the measurement? The main function of accounting is to keep a systematic record of transactions. That is called measurement. Why it is called measurement, we will learn first. So, accounting is a systematic record of transactions and post them to the ledger and prepare the final accounts. Final accounts. That is the main function. So, this accounting only helps us to it is acting as a tool to measure the performance of the business enterprise. So this accounting tool, it is acting as a tool to measure the performance of the business enterprise. Performance means whether it is running on a profitable manner. So it is helpful to measure the performance of the business enterprise. And it also shows the financial position of the business. It shows the financial position of the business. That is why it is called as measurement. So, main function of accounting is to keep a systematic recording of transactions and post them to ledger and finally preparing the final accounts. And we can say it is acting as a tool to measure the performance of the business enterprise. And accounting shows the financial position of the business. So that will come under measurement. The second point is forecasting. You know, weather forecast. What they will do? They will predict the weather, isn't it? In the same way, here also we can forecast the future performance. So here we have many tools of accounting. Tools of accounting, what are the tools of accounting? Maybe the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. With that various tools of accounting, we can forecast the future performance. How we can perform in future. Future performance, how much we can earn, or the financial position. Future performance and financial position of the enterprise can be forecasted. That will come under forecasting. So, with the various tools of accounting, we can predict the future performance and financial position of the business. That is the second point. Third point is comparison. We can compare the actual performance. What we will compare? We will compare the actual performance with the planned performance or standard performance. We might have already set a goal. So we have to compare the actual performance with the planned performance of the business. So they can compare the accounting policies also. Accounting policies. Which policies we are following. The policies can also be compared. So we can predict the future. We will compare the actual result with the planned result. If there is any deviation, what steps can be taken to improve the efficiency of the business concern. So we can take some remedial measures to improve the efficiency of the business. For that purpose only we compare. So what will come under comparison? The actual performance is compared with the planned performance or standard performance. We can compare with our own accounting policies also, or with the accounting policies of the other sister concerns, the related concerns. This will enhance the efficiency of the business enterprises. The fourth function is decision making. After comparing what we will take in order to improve the efficiency of the business concern, we will take some decisions. Or we have to plan about the future, planning, and they will evaluate the performance, evaluation, and finally they will make control. For this purpose, planning, evaluation, and for control, they have to take some decisions with the help of this accounting. So accounting provides main information for the management for planning, evaluation, and control. So again they will take some decisions about the cost of production, cost of a particular unit product. What is the cost of production of that particular unit? Then in order to fix the price of a product or the total sales, that future they will predict the quantity of sales they have to attain, they have to accomplish that sales. Then the level of activity. All these can be decided with the help of financial accounting. With the help of accounting, they can fix the cost, price, sales, or the level of activity, etc. Then fifth point is control. Control. Accounting is working as a tool of control because it will analyze the strength and weaknesses of the business units. It will analyze and they have to evaluate the policies and performance. Evaluate the policies and performance. That is called control. They will analyze the strength and weaknesses. If there is any weaknesses, they can take remedial action to overcome those weaknesses. Only then they could accomplish their goal. That is why they will evaluate the policies. What all that policies, the performance, everything will be evaluated. That is control. The last point is assistance to government. Assistance to government. Assistance to government. Because the government also needs information about the business concern for various purposes. Various purposes. Which purpose? Maybe the tax purpose. Then to avail the grant of subsidy. Some business concerns will be provided with some subsidy. Subsidy means reduction in the loan, that is called subsidy. So for fixing the grant of subsidy or to assess the tax, they need the various accounting tools. So it is acting as a tool for the government to fix the tax and the grant of subsidy. So it is providing some assistance to the government in fixing their tax and grant of subsidy for the business enterprise. Might have understood. I will explain once again the functions of accounting. First one, measurement, then forecasting, then comparison, decision making, control, assistance to government. What is measurement? It is a systematic, accounting is a systematic record of financial transactions and posting them to the ledger and preparing final accounts. So, accounting is acting as a tool to measure the performance of the business concern, and the financial accounting shows the financial position of the business. And forecasting means they will predict the future. So, accounting tool helps to predict the future performance and financial position of the business. Comparison, the actual performance will be compared with the planned performance or the standard performance. And they may compare the accounting policies also in order to enhance the efficiency of the business. If they compare, only they can improve the efficiency of the business. Then decision making. It provides relevant information for the management for planning, then evaluation of performance and control. They are providing some information. And again, it is easy for them to fix the cost of production, price of a product, sales quantity or quantity or value of sales to be accomplished, or the level of activity, which level of activity they are now. Then the next one, control. Accounting is working as a tool to analyze, to identify the strengths and weakness of the people as well as the policies or whatever it is, and it is acting as a tool for evaluating the policies and performance of the business. Then the last function is assistance to government. So accounting, because the government needs the full information on the financial aspects of the business in order to fix their taxation or assessment of its tax, the business tax. Then at the time of granting the subsidy for the business concern, they need some relevant information. So for this purpose also accounting is helping. You might have understood the functions. Now we will mark the question answers. In the multiple choice question, the second one we need to mark which one of the following is not a main objective of accounting. Systematic recording of transaction, ascertainment of profitability, ascertainment of financial position, solving tax disputes. This is the answer because it is not a main objective. All these are the objectives. This is not a main objective. All the other things we have, no, we have not completed this one. We will, this you may know. Financial position of a business is ascertained on the basis of balance sheet. Then this one we will learn later. Then come to this very short answer. Here accounting we have marked yesterday. Now list any two functions of accounting. It is in page number 6. Two functions only they have asked. You can mark these two. Measurement and forecasting. Not only the point, you have to write one or two points also from the heading. The main function, one point you can write. Main function of accounting is to keep systematic record of transactions, post them to the ledger, and ultimately prepare the final accounts. Then accounting works as a tool for measuring the performance of the business, and you can write and financial position of the business enterprise. I have explained, no, same thing is given there. Second point, forecasting. Here, with the help of various tools of accounting, future performance and financial position of the business enterprise can be forecasted. These two you can write. If at all you need to omit one point, here you can omit any one. Okay, now we will see the next question. Third one, what are the steps involved in the process of accounting? It is in page number 4. Steps involved in accounting process. Here they have asked for 2 marks, so you can write only all the points, 6 steps. Number 1, identifying the transactions and journalizing. Number 2, posting and balancing. Number 3, preparation of trial balance. 4, preparation of trading account, preparation of profit and loss account, and preparation of balance sheet. So all these 6 points, headings alone you can write. Okay. Okay children, we have completed 2 classes. Here I have marked and given some question answers also. You learn them and keep a separate notebook for accountancy, and write all the questions and answers sincerely without seeing the textbook. Write and keep. Then I think we will start a group, because we have started a group for 12th standard. For you also, I will create a group and I will ask you to take a photo and you have to send that one in the group. So if you have kept everything in pending, it will be difficult for you to write and send. So now itself, daily portion you study, write and see with the question and answers, and keep in a separate notebook, not in a paper. Then with the help of your cell phone, you can take photo and you can send in that group. Okay children, study well. Thank you.